Hello everyone. Christina here. Welcome to another weekly live stream. Before I get going here, I wanted to let you guys know that from now on, the live stream will be 1 hour earlier. So we're going to be going from 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is where you're tuning in now, to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Hopefully that won't mess up too many schedules. Of course, I will continue to edit the video and upload it later. So if any of you miss the actual live stream, you can watch the edited version. But I just wanted to let you guys know right up front that we're just having a change in time. That'll just give me a little more time at night to edit the video, especially as we get into the holidays. I think I'll need that little bit of extra time to edit. Today's video is all about the leaves. Last week I posted a video using some watercolors from Yuli Watercolors. Look how pretty those are. They just sparkle like you would not believe. Anyway, I have been obsessed with leaves ever since. I was obsessed before I painted these, and I'm still obsessed with them. And so, you know what? I thought, why don't we try stamping leaves? These are two products that I designed for Simon. First came the lined leaves, and then those same leaf designs are put into a background stamp. So there's two different products, and I'm going to use both today because we're going to do some fun watercoloring that I think is going to work up pretty fast, because it's not like really, futzy little, detailed watercoloring. It's going to be like large swashes of color. So I think it's going to work up pretty quickly. And I thought, since we know what the Halloween 2021 watercolor set looks like, these sparkly colors, I've picked out 4 alternate colors from Jeannie's watercolor line. Jeannie is the owner of Yuli Watercolors. She's fantastic. She's been so generous with me, sending me colors to review and try out and share with all of you. So big thank you to Jeannie over at Yuli for, doing that. The colors I've chosen are 4 mica colors from Jeannie's regular line, and I've written down the colors. So here are the colors. I've linked them down below as well. And they're in the order that they're shown up here. So these leaves over here, I use those 4 colors. So those are the 4 colors I'm going to be using today as well. If you have similar colors, try it out. It's basically a gold, an orange, a green, and a dark blue or a teal. Those are the colors we're working with today. So we're going to get into all of the stamping and the watercoloring. I'm going to zoom out here so I can get all of this stamping started. The colors I'm using, like I said, are listed down below. So if you want these exact colors, I want to say 2 of them might be $6 and the other 2 are under $6. This gold one, Oscar, is beautiful. There's also a Christmas gold that's amazing. Those are my 2 favorite golds of hers, and they're kind of similar. So you probably don't need both if you have one already, but beautiful colors. We're going to see how these work out. So here's my Misty stamp positioning tool. I'm using the Lined Leaves stamp set. I'll be using the dies later. And I'm going to stamp every single one of these leaves, keeping in mind that I will be die cutting them later. So I want to keep a little bit of space in between them. All right, transferring all those stamps to the door of my Misty. I'm going to make sure this is right in the corner. And then I'm going to use some Versamark ink. Hold on. And we're going to be heat embossing these leaves. And I'm doing heat embossing powder because after you melt the embossing powder, it puts a little bit of a barrier up on the paper. And then you can paint right over the top and the colors just slide right off the embossed line. Oh, this might need to move just to be safe. Using my Stampin' Bug glider just to help me press everything down. It just has a larger surface area than my fingers. Can't really see what I've stamped yet. I can sort of see it. But once I add my clear embossing powder, we'll be able to see it. Putting some on and then tapping it off. And when I'm done mostly tapping it off here, I will go ahead and tap it off over a garbage can as well, just to make sure that I get off all the excess. And I'll hit this with my heat tool until it melts. When you're using clear embossing powder on a dark piece of cardstock, it's super easy to see when it melts because it disappears completely. So as soon as it disappears, I'm going to move on to a different section. You can see how there's a little bit of shine on the surface there. All right, before we move on to the painting, we're going to stamp and emboss the large background. Transfer that to the door of my MISTI. Okay, back to Versamark ink. Ink up my really large stamp here using the Stampin' Bug glider. Just making sure I go over every single area. Okay, let's get to all the painting. I've got both of my projects here. Here's the big one and here's the little one. Like I said, we're going to be using these 4 colors right here. You can kind of see the names of them on the sides there. When I'm painting with these paints, I like to put a couple drops of water, maybe just one sometimes, but I'm going to do 2 today. 2 drops of water in each color. And I'll let it kind of seep in a little bit and then we'll get to painting. So I'm just going to paint right over. Grab some of the Oscar color. I'm going to kind of encourage those colors to mix a little bit. Lovely. And I'm going to come back to Oscar. I'm going to put that one at the top of the sleeve. And then I think I'm going to come into the Christmas green and come in from the bottom, kind of try to get those colors to mix a little bit in the center of the leaf. And then we'll move on. We're going to, let's try the Oscar color again. Maybe we'll just go right across the center. I'm going to come into Deep Ocean, put that at the bottom. And I'll tip this in the light so you guys can see it in a minute because it's going to be really pretty tipped up in the light. Okay, one more thing I need to do. I'm just going to kind of smear this down here at the bottom. The dies that will cut these out, it will leave a little bit of a margin around the shapes. So I want to make sure it has color all the way around. But if there's a little black, it's okay. All right. Do you guys see that? It'll look even better once it's dry. So as these dry, it's almost like the lights get turned on. They're gonna look even better as they dry. All right, I'm gonna set this one aside and we're going to go to the larger painting. And we're gonna paint this in the same way. I told you this was gonna be super fast and you guys are gonna be amazed. This one, we're gonna be able to really appreciate the colors more because we're gonna have a larger section. So here it is wet. Our original is just about dry. You're gonna be amazed how much brighter that is. Do you notice the difference? As it dries, it's like the water is, that's in it, it was sort of blocking some of the shine. And as soon as the water has evaporated and dried, it comes right back. There's still some wet spots here. So I'm mostly going to just let this air. When I run it through my die cutting machine, I'm just gonna put a piece of paper in between the painting, the painted project and my cutting plate, because these paints look like they might come off a little bit on the other side. Tape some of these that are, now I have to warn you, you don't want the tape to get on any of the inside painted areas, because this tape will tear this paper. This paper is very delicate, so any tape that touches the paper will tear. So you don't want it to be on the interior of any of the leaves. I don't think they moved. Yay! I can just pop these out. Ah, that's gorgeous. I love that. The other good thing about not taping the interior of what you're die cutting is that you can just pop it right out. I really think these paints shine on dark surfaces, so that's why I use black watercolor paper, but you could definitely do it on regular watercolor paper. The colors do show up, just not, I think you might have to use a bit more of the paint to really get them to be as bright and vibrant as they are on the black. I'm going to cut off just a bunch of little squares. And I'll also be gluing some of these down to the surface as well. This is what I have to do when I'm arranging things that are like layered on a card. You have to figure out, okay, what is going to be on foam and what is going to be just like straight on the card, you know? This one is going straight on the card as well. Bit of paper there. Okay. There we go. You just can see all that shine on there. Gorgeous. I mentioned this one is going to be on a 5x7 card. I'm using my Waffle Flower A7 layers dies. I still have my paper that I can use right over the top. Okay. Fortunately, I had to sacrifice some of the stuff on the outer edges. But I mean, if you wanted to, you could take that strip and just use it on a card. And then I just love using large, like, it's got a really large border because it makes me think like it's an art piece or something. It's just fun, right? Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect, just right there in the center. I was thinking I could possibly have it off to the side a little bit, but I kind of like it right in the center. I'm gonna use that same glue that I used before, and I'm gonna try to put the glue directly behind. Look how dark it looks at that angle. And then, whoop, hello. I do need some like Get Well cards. So many people are sick right now. So this Get Well 2 sentiment strip set will be perfect. Healing Thoughts, I think it needs to be on 2 lines. Zoom in a little bit. I'm going to cut this apart. And then put some foam adhesive behind each one. All right, so Healing Thoughts. Put that right there. That right there. I like that. I like it in white. It helps the grading stand out. So here are the 2 cards for today. Thanks so much for watching. You can see how much those colors just glow when tipped in the light. I think it's one of those kind of effects that when the recipient pulls it out of the envelope, they're like, what the? It can be a little bit of a surprise. and these fall colors look beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder that all the supplies are listed down below in the video description. And thanks for watching today. I'll catch you guys in another video soon.